Okay, hey there guys. So in this war we're going to be up against Palo, and at the very beginning of the war I was asked to bring in Omega Red, who was currently rank 1, so I was asked to rank her up, and I was like, well, is it rank 3 or rank 4? Because I could do either, and they're like, oh, if rank 4 works, I guess. So I went from rank 1 to rank 4 with Omega Sentinel. Right now she's unawakened, and then in just a minute after this fight, for some really, well, not for some stupid reason, but for a stupid reason, I do decide to actually awaken her. Middle of the war. So going to start off here with this Kingpin. I didn't have a section 1. I'm trying to remember. I might have had one fight, but due to timing, someone else took it. My BG honestly is really flexible with that. If something's happening, like, just flex around and we'll take like a fight or two, even if it wasn't like originally assigned, if we have the right counter for it, obviously, which is nice. So for this Omega Sentinel fight, I was pretty much told I don't use special. I don't end combo, I don't use special. Now, not using special definitely also helps because I get the power stings on me, and so I don't need to worry about that type of damage then, which is kind of nice. And then the other reason I don't use it is she does damage on her specials by putting debuffs, and Kingpin's just going to get rid of those debuffs. So this is really just a slow play, parry and hit as you like type of fight. I have the global, so I'm using a little bit of a power burn. Obviously the power burn's not doing damage, but it slows the fight, not slows the fight down, it speeds it up because he's not throwing as many specials. This is just, it's a slow fight. That's all it is. You're just chilling. The crits are doing a little bit more, and I don't have suicides on because I have anti-suicide fights this war because I have Omega Sentinel. Palo banned Warlock, or else I would have had Warlock for this war technically, but I'm going to be using Omega Sentinel for a very interesting fight coming up. Yeah, so this fight, really simple. In hindsight, I wonder if I would try to use specials. The only concern is that it gives him overpower, and there's no reason to do that because all of my debuffs are going to go away. So it won't speed the fight up that much, but it would technically give me extra damage, so I wonder if it would be worth it, especially with the dupe, because with the dupe, you maintain some of your armor up buffs. But yeah, the fight's almost over here. As I said, this was just, it's a slow and tedious fight. Kingpin has a very large health pool usually. I kind of forgot to check when I started recording this. I assumed this Kingpin was rank 5. Most champions you're going to be facing are. So he has a lot of girth to him. He's quite a beefy boy. Quite a beefy boy. So here is another fight I was not worried about, because with Mole Man on path 4 now, I'm pretty comfortable with it, and yeah, he's pretty good, especially against these science champions. I'm pretty confident in what Mole Man can do, and I think I checked, and he's a rank 4 I-bomb, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the 150 and 8, and then I'm like, heck, why not? I definitely should have kept it at the 150. And then here's right where I decide, actually, I'm going to awaken her. I have 5 generic gems, and I think I'll be getting another 1 or 2 gems soon from this side quest, and then next month's side quest you're going to get some. We're getting awakening gems like crazy, so I figured I would give her the one because I rank 4'd her, so there's no reason to avoid that. Even though there were some other tech champions, I was planning on using that on. Namely Stark Enhanced Spider-Man for Battlegrounds, but I never touched that game mode anyway, so who cares. So, I-bomb. I was a bit, not worried, but this fight without suicides, I'm like, okay, this will be interesting, because obviously he's going to be applying a lot of poisons to me, and I don't want to get those on. Then he's going to apply petrifies, and he can apply weaknesses, and the special is going to double apply a debuff. And this fight actually goes kind of weird. Look at these combo he's throwing. He's throwing a medium into a shallow medium, or a light into the medium into the shallow, and he's just staying right on me, and I'm getting really frustrated. And I wasn't supposed to push him to SP2, but I'm against the wall, so I decide I have to try something. Gets me just under the SP2, and luckily I didn't get any poisons during the SP2, and right after I get 2 poisons during that, and so he goes unblockable there. If that could have gone really bad right there, pretty much. But so I have an invul on, and here's the fight I can't have suicides on for. Unlike Warlock, Omega Sentinel is not immune to any debuffs, to like any of the damage over time effects, but she's resistant to them, and she gets a regen buff when you're there, like when they apply to you. But because they don't go away, if I got a single debuff, the heal block debuff from the node, let's say, he would become unblockable, and I would have no way of preventing it or removing it because I cannot get rid of the poison, or the heal block, for that matter. So, someone sent me, one of my ally mates sent me a video. It was from Simu from Noon, I believe, if that's what I'm remembering correctly, or no, Lead SSX, that's my bad. And so I was told the strategy for the fight from him as well, actually, not from my officer. But obviously, because he's a mutant, I'm going to be doing extra damage because of class advantage here. But the strategy is pretty similar to the Warlock one and the Kingpin fight combined. No specials because I'll lose armors. I'll give him incinerates, which are or plasma, which are energy damage, which are then going to feed his build back, which then he's going to go crazy. Technically, right, I can power burn him, and I can keep those under control if he plays with me, and assuming I don't get armor broken. So I'm up to SP3, and this is where I wanted the fight to be. Of course, during a heavy, I lag out a bit. So the plan for this fight is he does not SP1. And, of course, the three things that aren't supposed to happen all at once. Every single thing. So if you missed it, he did a weird little like double clutch after that lag, so I go in, and he ends up throwing it on my dash. So he special intercepts me, but I auto block. Auto block is another one of the things I wasn't supposed to do, because when you auto block, you apply the plasma. So I lose all my armors, I apply a plasma, and he threw SP1 all in the same instant. All three of those are the ways you lose this fight individually. So he's now going to be permanently unblockable. If I take a single heavy, I'm going to get the feedback on me and I'm dead. If I wait too long and I lose all my armor ups, I'm dead. If I get hit again and I auto block, I'm going to die. And I'm able to finish it out there. Ay. That fight was not supposed to be that hard. If you want to see someone do it, pretty simple. It's Simula on YouTube. Has a very nice fight of it on his YouTube channel. Yeah, that fight, you're supposed to just not let him throw SP1. He might still throw it into your block, but there's a way around that. You just have to intercept him right after the special, which I find a lot of champions, right after a special attack, they are actually very likely, if it's a special attack you can't punish, I find they are very likely to dash in after that. So it's actually like not that hard to necessarily power drain him immediately after SP1. But oh my gosh, I can't believe I just made like that big of a mistake all at once. And I was told the strategy for this fight, I don't have to worry about his this node goes unblockable if they have a regeneration buff, not passive, so I don't need to worry about unblockable for this fight. I'm able to throw specials. What else is there? Oh, it's safeguard, so it's going to be a little bit slow, but I have DOT. And I counter his prowess and the global's prowess due to Omega Sentinel being an armor champion and part of global. So the fight should be pretty simple. The only way this fight could potentially go wrong is if I let too many poisons build up on me, because then he can stun me once you're at 10, I think it is. And the reason I back off there is I sometimes find his heavy a little awkward to punish. I don't know if that's just me or what, but I decided to just chill on that, because sometimes he just flips really far, or like the flip lasts at a really weird point, and you can see the regeneration buffs coming on me because of the poisons, and you see me watching his timer to try to remove some of the poisons whenever I can. But when you remove a poison, he gains those prowess, but that's not really an issue because I just removed these prowess. It just gives him a couple more specials, and here goes my first special of the video. Let's go. And I get those plasmas, and look how much the plasmas actually do tick once you get them going. 1800 a tick is pretty nice. If you use the lights to pause, yeah, this fight is pretty simple compared to the others. That Havoc fight just went really wrong. It made me have some heart palpitations for this fight, just out of stress. and then some weird AI on the fights on either side of it with I-Bomb, and then this Toad also being a spastic little guy. Look at this. He's just throwing heavies! Like, I know it looks like I'm blocking a lot, but I'm really trying to dex and do different things. But my phone was being a little funny, I feel like. And so I wasn't dexing, I was blocking, and so he's throwing heavies, and he's also just throwing random heavies. And it's so weird. This guy was just doing everything he could to be a nightmare. As you can tell, I don't really know Omega Sentinel that well. I thought you were supposed to convert all your armor ups into the debuffs, but I'm only getting like 2 debuffs on an SP2. So, Shaq, please help. I need to DM you about that, honestly. But this Toad goes down, and he looks like some French food now. He's just done. Squashed to pieces. Done. And then I had to go put White Magneto on that Spider Ham. So here's the final score for the war. We got a donut, which is really, really nice. But we didn't need a donut. I don't think they were... Not that I don't think. They obviously were not going for, like, low deaths. They didn't care about it, which is fine. You're going to get a couple of those wars every season if you get just a slightly odd match and you're one of the higher up alliances. Is that just sometimes people won't just give 100% against you because they just want to save the resources for a war that they view more valuable. Kind of like in traditional sports where it's like there's 6-point games. That's a weird analogy to bring in right now. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it pretty entertaining, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye.